They say you can only be the best if you got an S on your chest. You've seen the rest. Now feast your eyes on the best. This is the history and sound of the Southern University Human Jukebox, my edition. Now, before I get started, I want to make sure I give a shout out to everyone that subscribed to the channel. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. I also want to give a unique shout out to Book 5, that band guy. I'll leave a link. He's the one who motivated me to go ahead and put this together anyway. When you guys go over to his channel, make sure you tell him the Unofficial BandHead sent you, or type UOB sent me. There was a lot of great love received on my Texas Southern version of this, but now I'm going to go a little bit deeper and maybe do more of these on the channel if I can get enough support, and comment down below. So if you like this, definitely follow up with a comment of your school, or if you'd like me to do a version of this for your school in the next segment. Appreciate the love. Let's get to work. In 1914, after the school moved to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, they had very limited resources. They decided to form a small stage band. Now, according to history, they had to bring their own instruments because the resources were so small in that time. So could you imagine? Now, during that time, around 1914, the marching aspect of the Human Jukebox had not been formulated yet. So this was just a bunch of people who love music bringing their own instruments to college and decided to do a little stage band and perform some music together. Nothing serious, right? They had no idea. Now, this was only just a few members. You can go and fact check this yourself, but I think it was around maybe just a few members. J.O.B. Mosley essentially organized the idea of Southern University's marching band. However, it wasn't until T. Leroy Davis came and brought his unique style over from Tuskegee and brought more of a military presence to the march, which essentially formulated the actual marching band. After T. Leroy Davis, then came the legendary Ludwig Freeman in 1965. Now, Ludwig came over from the University of Michigan, and he was responsible for bringing in the unique block letters and unique formations to the drill sets that you see. I mean, come on, man. This is like the 1930s through the 1960s. But it gets better. Within these years, a young soon-to-be legend marched amongst the ranks of the early edition of what we know as the Human Jukebox, and that was Isaac Greggs. You know him as Doc. Now, he was only 15 years old during this process. I mean, come on. Like, how much information do you have to collect at 15 years old to be marching, first of all, in a college band? It's crazy. But times were different then. So now it's said from 1969 to 2005, Doc led the band and created the monster that we know today as the Human Jukebox. Literally, he created the monster known as the Human Jukebox. What I mean is, Southern wasn't always called the Human Jukebox. They were called something else. Prior to them being called the Human Jukebox, or the Juke for short, they were called the Marching Counts of Sound. Yeah, give me the Human Jukebox any day. Now, they were responsible for producing some of the top arrangers and band directors within the HBCU space to this day. Now, Here are two fun facts, right, that I want to throw out. Dr. Greggs said that he created this shock absorbent system, which would allow the students protection of their lips when they're drilling, right? And would allow them to actually have the full sound while they're doing their field formations. Now, I don't know if this is, how they march, when they march. I can't produce it. Maybe ask a student if they're willing to give you that information. I highly doubt it. It's very protected. So good luck with that. The second fact is Southern University up to the 1960s actually stopped marching women in their band. And the women did not return until almost 2 decades later. We're talking like 1989. So essentially 1960s, they stopped. In 1989, President Dolores Richard Spikes actually fought to have women march as a part of the Human Jukebox. Now, essentially, it wasn't until almost 10 years plus later where the first woman actually marched in a Human Jukebox around 1999, I think. And I think the first tuba player woman didn't come until early to mid 2000s, which is crazy, but it's true. Now, I don't know if this was because women just didn't want to march in a band in the 60s, or if Doc just wasn't having. I digress. Known for their unique brassy sound, most of the swag that you see today came from Doc, Dr. Isaac Greggs. He created that monster as you see it today. So shout out to Doc, and rest in peace, Doc, who went on to be with the Lord in 2014. Now, once Doc stepped down, his successor was Lawrence Jackson, who had over 30 years experience, and he was a student under Dr. Isaac Greggs in 2005, where he took over the reins of the Juke. He also made a brief stint in 2018 during the legal ramifications with Nathan Hamer. Speaking of Nathan, let's get into him. Now in 2014, Lawrence Jackson retired as director of bands from the Southern University Human Jukebox. Then came the young Nathan Hamer, aka Hamer Time, who took over the Southern University Marching Band in 2014 up until 2018. During Nathan's time, in my opinion, he had some really influential changes to the overall size of the band and their overall social media presence as things had evolved since Doc and Lawrence Jackson as well. His name is met with a lot of scrutiny in this time from all the legal issues. But just like the Kanye West musical genius, there's no denying Nathan Hamer's greatness as a director, an arranger, and a musician. Let's just say change doesn't come without sacrifice. If you want to check out more about Nathan Hamer's story, you should head over to Meet Me on the 50's YouTube page, where he actually did an exclusive interview with Nathan Hamer. I'll leave a link down in the description. Now, with all the scrutiny under Nathan's name, he did admit that he had some illegal actions in it, but he stands by it was only to better the band financially and move them to the next level in the market that we were shifting into in this society. Now, while SU is known for their brassy sound, Southern began to build their power in numbers, not just by overloading on lower brass. Nathan was also a head arranger under the tutelage of Doc himself, as well as Lawrence Jackson. All of the arrangements that you hear from Southern within the most recent years, as you know it, and the degree of difficulty in which they're written, he kind of had a part to do with it, along with the students that came under him. And to this day, his brief time has left somewhat of an impact on the Southern University Human Jukebox. Speaking of current day, let's shift up into this current time. Now in 2018, as you know, Nathan Hamer was removed as the director of band and insert the great Kedrick Taylor, who's now currently serving as the director of bands of the Human Jukebox. Kedrick graduated from Southern University, went over to lead Jackson High School Band, and then from 2008 up to 2014, where he led Baker High School. In 2014, he got the call to come on to the Southern University, talking about an amazingly talented musician, arranger, great leadership, and his pen game. Man, have you heard of Woman's Worth? You should check it out. In short, Kedrick is that guy. So what's the common theme here on the history? Southern University only builds and hires from within. So if you're a part of that great organization or that well-tooled machine, you're in there for a reason, because it's not easy to make it. Now let's check out some tunes from 1995 up into current day to see if we can find how the sound has evolved. Let's get it. All right, everyone, welcome to the Southern-a-thon. That's what I'm gonna call it. We're gonna start with 1995, go to 2005, then we're gonna jump to 2011, then we're gonna do some 2016s versus some 2022. All right, so we're gonna make a full roundhouse. 1995 was about 10 years out from Doc retiring, right? So let's get into it. All right, this is 1995. Michael Jackson. All right, them trumpets sneaking on out, right? They just kind of came out of nowhere.
What?
But yeah, man, overall, real brassy sound, right? That's the tradition of Southern. And yeah, man, they sound good. The ball heads was definitely hazing back then. So yeah, that means that they took this a lot more serious and they'll fight you. They would fight you back then, like real talk. All right, let's jump up to 2005, which is technically Doc's retirement year, and Lawrence Jackson kind of began to take over the reins, right? So let's see what they got. You already know what I'm going for in 05. And then what? Still holding those fiberglass. Man, look at the crowd. They in that thing. But they like that now. I feel like the bands are back, you know what I'm saying? It's a good time to be alive. Man, earphones, trumpets. Alright, moment of truth. Man. I'm gonna say this, upper register ain't for everybody. Not everybody needs to be up there, but they was definitely hitting it. 2005, that was a strong year for And Then What? I think it was like one of their signature pieces. But overall, man, again, the transition from 95 to 2005, still brassy, but I hear a little bit more color, right, than what I heard in 95. But let's keep it rolling. All right, here we go. We got 2011 up next. Here we go. Hope y'all got your popcorn. Lawrence Jackson. Oh, they got them goals now. The fiberglass are no more. I'll describe it out here in a minute. true. Here we go. Way up there. All right. First of all, trumpets in 05 and 2011, I had to give it an 05. I feel like the trumpets had a little bit more dog in them. I felt that bark a little bit more. But for sure, they sound great, no doubt about it. And as the sound evolve, again, I'm beginning to hear more color, right? That's kind of balancing out the power. But the power kind of like, it sits, it's like the foundation, right? I hear power as the foundation and color kind of blanking in that. And then it's like the power is coming out and then the trumpets kind of like slap you like that in the face. Like it's like it's unexpected. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, here, take that. But nah, man, that was crazy. So I would be remiss if I don't go to 2016 and let them play their version of this too. So let's see what he got. We have Nathan Hamer at the helms.
This is a Killer Kev.
Shout out to Killer Kev. A band legend. So amazing. Your face is disrespectful. 2016, man. Truth. Bruh. That was crazy. First of all, Trump is in 2016, 2005, like boom. But I really like 2016's version. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know, man. It's like the earphones was like popping me in the face. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with a screwdriver. That was crazy. It's just constant pressure, just driving. And the blend, they sound like one instrument. Like it was crazy. I definitely enjoyed 2016. I enjoyed 2005 as well. But if you listen to the sound, you can hear the evolution of the color. They sound very bright and vivid in 2016. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. But it's like the brass is like the foundation of it because it's still brassy, but it's more color coming out. So I don't know. Y'all comment down below, tell me what you think. But the sound is still at its core is brass, but it's like more spread out now. So now we got two ballads. I'm going to jump to, we're going to stay in 2016. We're going to have a ballad in the Queen City Battle of the Band. And then we're going to jump to 2022 where they played Back at One. And I want to compare those two numbers and we're gonna have fun with it. So let's get into it.
And now, the Good Jukebox will perform for you these three words under the direction of
These three words.
Mr. Nathan Ingram.
I don't know how to describe it. Ooh, nice tubas. A little warm. Walk down. Oh, it's walk up. I walk up and walk down. Nice blending. Nice. Man, like I told you, it's this unique brass sound that's sitting underneath, right? And then it's blanketed with this unique color and bright sound. And then all of a sudden they slap you in the face with something, right? Like, yeah, we got those too. But it's been that way. It's been the same occurring theme throughout the years. You hear the same thing, and I think it's just like an element of surprise for them. So yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, real crazy. So next up, we're gonna jump to 2022 at the National Battle of Bands, where they did another ballad, and we're gonna compare the sounds between those two bands to see what we can find out. Let's get into it. All right, so before I get started, I want to say shout out to every media outlet, whether it's Killer Kev, the Human Jukebox, Marching Sport, Tape Master, everybody that provided all the content. It's dope. Thank y'all so much. Really appreciate it, because we as reactors wouldn't be here without you guys. So thanks. All right, let's get to work.
And now, for your listening pleasure, the Human Jukebox will perform for you BandHead by Brian and Ballad under the direction of
That's a classic.
Mr. Kenneth Collins.
Nice blend. Sound to it. Jeez. flutes, clarinets, saxophones, woodwinds, tuba. That's tight. Come on, sticking. Maybe a tune. Singing. Got cell phones out? That's crazy. Woo, trumpets. Man, that was crazy. Yeah, I didn't finish like that at that Texas Southern fifth quarter, but I digress on that. But anyways, man, that was incredibly amazing. First of all, I love the crowd reaction, the lights in the background, it was amazing. It was, yeah, speechless, man. Yeah, that was crazy. But overall, what do you guys think about those two ballads going up against each other? You know, I can hear everything in Back at One. I can hear everything in Nathan Heyman's arrangement. I did hear more woodwinds inside of the Back at One, but man, those F horns in Nathan's arrangement was crazy. But anyways, it's not about what I think. What do you guys think, right? This has been your boy, Orlando J, with the Unofficial BandHead, reacting to the sound, the history and sound of the Southern University Human Jukebox. I'm gonna say the media team has, man, bar none, went 0 to 100 real quick. Like, I mean, it's amazing. The media is just unmatched. I don't think anybody's touching Southern's media. Yeah, not at all. Not close. Not even close. For the social thing, it's not close. Maybe Jackson State. Jackson State is changing their equipment as well. But yeah, the fades, the way that they make their transitions, the scoring, the music that they put in the intro. I mean, I pay attention to all that stuff, so I think it's amazing. And overall, Southern sound has always been consistent with brass being sitting underneath, holding a foundation, and then being blanketed by this warm sound from the rest of the upper brass, the clarinets, to create unique color and timbre and vividry, right? Vividry. That's why I see, right? But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, share this video, subscribe. I hope that you've been entertained. And yeah, comment down below if you want me to do your school next. I'll be happy to, as long as I get enough comments and enough support. See you guys on the other side.